Hey everybody, my name is Justin and welcome to the February edition of the Commodore Computer Show, the show that has everything about Commodore computers. So what's in the show? Well, first of all, we have the news. What's happening in the world of Commodore computers for the month of February, and in this case, January as well. We'll be looking at a couple of new Commodore 64 games that have just been released for the month. We'll also have a look at the Breadbox 2022 update. What's happening with this channel, what's happening with Breadbox for the 2022. We'll also be sharing the love, but we'll be checking out other YouTube channels that you should follow and or subscribe to, and check out their content as well to help you keep up with Commodore, but also to help support them as well. And the spotlight video for this Commodore Computer Show is keeping fit with Commodore computers. To start off with, we'll look at what's happening with the Breadbox in the year 2022. So instead of just uploading videos randomly on this channel, I'm going to have a bit more structure for the year 2022. Each weekend I'll be uploading a new 50 things you didn't know about Commodore computers video. These are short videos of just interesting little facts about Commodore computers you probably didn't know about. And every weekend I'll also upload an additional Commodore computer video that might be of interest as well. On the Breadbox Patreon page, we also have over 250 videos from this channel uploaded onto that Patreon page that are ad-free. Every week I'll be uploading the top 20 Commodore 64 games for that month. So how this will work is that on the first week of the month, I'll be uploading the top 20 Commodore 64 games for 1986, the second week for 1987, and third week 1988, and fourth week 1989. And as the Patreon page continues to grow, we'll also add MEGA charts as well. On the Patreon page, you'll also find the unboxing videos of museum content that's come in, like for example that disastrous Commodore typewriter from the other week. It was not great. Beautiful machine, not great condition. But those sort of unboxing videos will be found on the Patreon page, and it's all ad-free as well. So that's the roundup of 2022, the direction I want to take this channel in, and the Breadbox in, and hopefully you'll join me in this journey as well. February the 15th, 2022 was World Computer Day. You may not be aware of this, but this was the second annual event. This year's theme was the MOS 6502 processor. That's pretty cool, isn't it? As we know, no other chip was produced that changed the world of computing as much as the MOS 6502 processor. While other companies were selling their processors for $200 or $300, MOS was producing and selling the MOS 6502 chip for $20 or $25. It's making computers more affordable and really kickstarting the computer revolution. And for years, the CMOS variant of the 6502 chip, the 65C02 processor, has been used in pacemakers. In 1976, Commodore Computers was the main client of MOS Technologies, and Commodore purchased outright 100% of MOS Technologies. In 2022, the Commodore 64 has become 40 years old. Now that makes us feel old, doesn't it? That's right, it was released in 1982. It was first showcased in January in the CES show, the Computer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, and it was released in August 1982. August this year, we'll have to do something special on this channel, so keep your eyes open for that. The next piece of news is that Microsoft has brought Activision Blizzard. This is an incredible deal that, well, it hasn't actually, by the time I recorded this, it hasn't actually officially gone through because it still has to go through the antitrust regulators. But Microsoft plans on buying Activision Blizzard for $68.7 billion, that's with a B, dollars. That's incredible amount of money. Now, as Commodore 64 gamers, we're very well aware of the Activision brand. It's gone through a few transformations over the years, but in essence, it's still the same brand. They made some of our favorite games of all time, didn't they? They made Hero, Pitfall, River Raid, Toy Bazaar, Little Computer People, Hacker, Aliens, Afterburner, Predator, and so many more. I love it how 40 years after the Commodore 64 was made, games are still being produced for our favorite machine. This showing that the Commodore 64 will never die unless you have a faulty power supply unit. So recent games that have been released are Paper Planes. This is a cute little game that I enjoyed playing. coming soon are the full versions of Rex. Now, if you're aware of the hidden Easter egg on Chrome, this is based on that, and it's coming out this year. You can play a preview version of it in the link in the description below, and also an amazing edition of Empire Strikes Back. Unfortunately, I didn't have a playable version of the preview, but you can check out the game footage of Empire Strikes Back at Retro Gamer Nation. The link is in the description below. And that's another nice little segue to Commodore Computer channels that are worthwhile checking out and subscribing to, and following and supporting them. Retro Gamer Nation is a very nice polished YouTube channel that I personally subscribe to as well, and has some very good roundups every month of new Commodore 64 games. So definitely check them out, follow them, support them, it'll be awesome. Actually check out Commodore Spain, they have a huge amount of content, it's a great channel. C64 Customs by Daniel Reina. If you want to have a lot of how-to videos, definitely check out Daniel's Commodore 64 channel. And of course, we couldn't forget our friends at Retro Games Limited. If you want to keep up to date with all their projects, subscribe to Retro Games Limited. All these links are in the description below. This video is about the Raspberry Pi of the 1980s, the Commodore 64. Quite often I've used this term to describe the Commodore 64 because it was so versatile. In previous videos we looked at how smart homes were run by the Commodore 64, controlling appliances, lighting and heating. Also the amazing computer shoes, which were like the Fitbit of the 1980s. And now, another innovative way to use the Commodore 64 is a complete fitness system. The Body Link system. For many, going to the gym is an essential part of their weekly fitness regime. But what if you could stay home and use your games computer to do an equally effective workout? Well, yes, of course you can. In 2022, using your Xbox, PlayStation or Wii for fitness is nothing special. But remember, this was over 35 years ago when the Commodore 64 was used with the Body Link system, and it was running on a computer that had only 64 kilobytes of RAM. Now they're starting to get interesting. The Body Link system provided instantaneous feedback on how your muscles were performing. Basically, Body Link transformed the signals from inside your body into something that your Commodore 64 could understand, which of course was digital information. Then your Commodore 64 transformed this information into something that you could understand in the form of graphics and sounds. Body Link monitored your heart rate, and based on the information you entered before your workout, that is your age, your sex, your fitness level, Body Link determined the heart rate that was needed to sustain for maximum aerobic gain. And at the end of your session, your Commodore 64 would tell you exactly how many calories you burned. To achieve this, Body Link had a series of games that were loaded through cartridges, and each one had a different application, a different area to work on, or different solution for your fitness. For example, you could connect a photo-optic sensor to the spinning wheel of your exercycle, another sensor to your earlobe to measure pulse rate. There was a game on one of the cartridges called Bottling Plant. It was very simple in design, but it was very effective. The faster you pedaled, the faster the assembly line moved. The faster your heart beat, the faster the bottles were filled. If the milk bottles were overflowing, this meant you weren't pedaling hard enough. And if they weren't getting filled enough, you were pedaling too fast. In effect, your heart rate was running the game. And this was all based on the information that you entered before your workout. But aerobic gain wasn't the only purpose of the Body Link system. If you want to have a muscle training session, you could load the helicopter game, for example, and grab your Body Link Comet, which stands for Computerized Muscle Exercise Trainer. The harder you pushed, the higher the helicopter would fly. The Comet would work out your chest, your back, your legs, your arms, your stomach, all through different programs on the cartridge and by compressing or pulling the Comet device. Through the variety of add-ons including the stress reduction package, the muscle coordination package, the cardio exercise package, or the muscle development package, you could keep fit and ripped while playing on your Commodore 64. Well, this is the January and February edition of the Commodore Computer Show. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next month. Check out the Patreon page for a lot of ad-free content. That channel helps support the Breadbox and helps me produce more content. Well, thank you for watching. Thank you for your continued support. See you later, friends.